Welcome to another edition of the Postgame Wrap. I'm Jared Johnson, and 67-7, Texas Tech opened the 2025 football season with a nice win over Arkansas Pine Bluff. Now, look, we need to preface everything that's going to be said in the rest of this video with look, Arkansas Pine Bluff is not a good team, not good at all. So everything's got to be tempered by that was who Tech played in the opener, but. I personally like for a team, like if it's my team I want to do well, to start off with kind of an easier opponent. I know not everybody likes that, and I respect that. But in terms of what's best for the team, I really think kind of almost like a scrimmage type situation, which is what it was like against Arkansas Pine Bluff tonight. Make no mistake. Then I like the uh, cupcake, for lack of a better term, opponent to open a season. Get your team ready, especially when you have two new coordinators, all the new transfers, so many people playing important roles. I like it. So, but we definitely need to acknowledge that inferior competition was a hand. But let's be honest. After barely surviving Abilene Christian, I think in overtime last year, uh, it's nice to beat a team that you were favored so heavily against to really beat them. I mean, I think it was 50, I heard it as much as 54 points was the spread. The Tech was favored. They won by 60. So mission accomplished. I feel like all the positions look good. Baron Morton was 16 for 18 for over 200 yards, 4 touchdowns to 3 different receivers. Terrence Carter, a tight end, who I've been saying all offseason, watch out for this guy. I've said it on Twitter, said it on the radio, said on Inside the Red Raiders, I said it on YouTube. He didn't prove it against Arkansas Pine Bluff, but first game in a Red Raider uniform, he caught 2 touchdown passes. I think Terrence Carter is going to have just a monster season. Reggie Virgil, transfer receiver, looked really good. Both the running backs, Cam Dickey and Jacoby Williams. Let me make sure I get their stats right. According to Tech's stat sheet, directly after the game, Dickey had 90 yards on 12 carries, averaged over he had 7.5 yards per carry, and he had a touchdown. Adam Hill in the second half did some work. 8 rushes for 78 yards, averaged almost 10 yards per carry. Uh, let's see, Jacoby Williams 6 for 56 and a touchdown. So, and then Will Hammond when he got in there, 64-yard scamper for a touchdown. And I think that raised a lot of eyebrows. You could look around the press box and probably around the stadium. I couldn't tell. A lot of raised eyebrows in terms of like people not knowing my man Will Hammond was that fast. So he took off. I think he surprised everybody on and off the field at the Jones, but good run by him. We got to point out Baron Morton, of course, had that scare. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm not sure I actually saw live. If it was a corner blitz, like a nickel corner blitz or a safety blitz or what, but somebody blitzed off the edge, a DB, I believe. And basically, Barron didn't see it. Cam Dickey missed the pickup. And this guy had a free run, and he went right at Barron's leg and kind of hyperextended his knee. But he was on the sideline, still dressed before the end of the first half, cutting it up with teammates and people on the sideline. Joey McGuire said in the postgame press conference that he's fine. Nothing was broken. All the MRIs it was fine. The doctor said he's good. So, crisis averted there. That would have been, needless to say, the story, really almost the only story, if Barron had been significantly injured. So, dodged a bullet with that. I do think Michael Dingle, who plays like a DB linebacker position, he's been hurt a lot through his early career, and he hurt his knee again, and it sounds like it may be serious. So I hate that for him, but the guy just can't stay healthy. That's just been a big part of his story of his career as a Red Raider so far. But just going over the game, I mentioned the offense. Some of the guys did good. Mentioned the running backs all had good games. A couple of other touchdowns I want to mention. Leighton Stone, true freshman in his first game. Obviously, his dad's the soccer coach, Tom Stone. Leighton Stone was a star, local Friendship High School, so it was great to see him get a touchdown. Hammond ran for 1 touchdown, threw it for another touchdown. Mitch Griffiths got in through a touchdown. Bryson Jones, I believe, caught the touchdown from Griffiths. So that's 6 touchdowns through the air. Another 3 on the ground, 67-7. You only forced 1 turnover. That would be my biggest criticism, but I mean, you got consistent pressure on the quarterback all night, which is something you really didn't do all year last year. So the turnovers will come. That turnover came in the form of an interception by Amir Boyd. So that was a nice play where he clearly read it and was all over that. I think it was like a little slant or something that he jumped in front of. So that was a good play, but there was a couple other opportunities, interceptions. I think even J-Rod had an opportunity interception that he dropped, but great pressure and great defense all the way around. Run defense as well as quarterback pressure by the front four. I think at halftime, your starting defensive line and in Tech's scheme, to give you an idea what that is, you got the nose guard, which starting is Lee Hunter, the defensive tackle, Skylar Gilhoward, who had a tremendous game. What a great motor he has. I love watching with the effort he plays with. Completing that defensive line would be your 2 edge rushers, and that's David Bailey and Romello Height. Height was unblockable at times. All 4 of those guys, though, had a half a sack by halftime. So, I mean, if your whole defensive line's getting in on sacks, then they're doing a good job. Plus, you're holding their running game to very little. I want to make sure I get that right because that seems, wow, 2 yards per carry is what they averaged, and they finished with 52 yards on 26 carries. Sheesh. So good defense against the run. You only gave up the 1 touchdown pass, and that was late in the game. Only 123 yards passing. Got after the quarterback. A lot of quarterback hurries. You only gave up 11 first downs overall, 34 first downs to 11. You outgained them 608 to 175. So total domination. Look, again, the competition was inferior, but that's what you wanted to see, especially after seeing Tech win, but some really close games against FCS schools in recent years, including last year. So Barron looked good. The running back game looked good. The offensive line looked good. Obviously, defensive line looked dominant. Linebackers looked good. Secondary looked pretty good. The return game never really got started, so that sucks. A couple penalties called some returns back. To be honest, was really what stymied it. But overall, kicking game, there was a missed extra point by Upton Bellafant, but Stone Harrington kicked really well. I felt like overall about as good as you could ask for. Thank God you dodged a bullet with Barron not being injured. Hopefully Dingle's okay. Hopefully that's all the injuries. You move forward. You got Kent State next Saturday back here at the Jones in Lubbock. I believe that's 11 a.m. kickoff, so an early one. But, it's okay sometimes to be ho-hum and just get the job done and move on, and that's what Texas Tech did with the 67-7 victory over Arkansas Pine Bluff. So that's going to do it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and until